Bitcoin, blockchain, Ethereum, Ripple, NFT. Yay! So many terms being thrown all over the place. Cryptocurrency, you need to get it. It's the next way to become a multimillionaire. Might be, but is it for you? Let's hop on straight into today's video. If you've been around online for any amount of time in the past year, 2 or 3 years, you've heard these terms like blockchain and Bitcoin. What does it mean? Let's discuss a few concepts, and hopefully by the time we get to the end of this video, you'll have an understanding on whether or not this is something that you should be participating in or whether it's not. Number one, currency. So let's go all the way back to the start, right? Back in the days, and I'm talking about thousands of years ago, before there was currency in the form of money, when somebody wanted something, let's say I wanted a cow, I would barter with you, I would give you some eggs that my chicken laid, right? Just as an example. So there was this form of exchange in the form of bartering. Let's progress a bit down the timeline. Then we had coins, so silver and gold. So if I wanted your cow, I gave you some gold coins because that was the value of the cow. As an example, let's progress a bit further down the timeline. Introducing the note or the bill, right? So let's say a $5 bill, $100 bill, which is normally or was linked to like the gold standard. So instead of walking around with these bags of coins, I could then give you, how much is it going to cost? $100? Here's a $100 bill, as an example. Fast forward a bit further down the line, if you look at the time we live in today, you might be similar to me or you might not. I don't really have cash on me. I use my credit card, or I use my app on my phone to pay for stuff, or I log into my computer and I buy stuff that way. But I was thinking the other day, I had $50, a $50 note. I was like, oh man, I haven't seen one of these in a while. Not because I don't have $50 in my bank account, but because I just don't use cash anymore. And I know that there are people that say you need to use the cash envelope system, and that works for some people. For me personally, we use a what's the word I'm looking for? Not a hybrid, but a modified version of that, where we use our checking account and debit card for that. But most of the transactions that I actually process on a daily basis in my personal life is electronic. I don't actually see the physical cash. And so how that works is, let's say I go into a store and I swipe my card. What happens is their bank is checking with my bank whether or not I've got the cash. And my bank says, yep, Lyle's got the cash. And the transaction goes through and all of a sudden they've got the cash. I go into Amazon and I go and I buy something. My bank is saying, yes, Amazon, he's got the money. So again, that's my sound effects for today. So, yep, the money goes and it's Amazon's money. So the bank has a ledger, my bank has a ledger, their bank has a ledger or record, which says, Lyle's got the money, transfer the money. Now Amazon's got the money and it's gone from Lyle. So that's just the progression of currency. But we find ourselves in a day and age now where there's something called cryptocurrency. So what is that? So let's talk cryptocurrency. So what is cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency is a medium of exchange that is digital, encrypted, and decentralized. Unlike the US dollar or the euro, there is no central authority that manages and maintains the value of cryptocurrency. So in other words, you remember the example of this bank had their set of records which told this bank that Lyle had the money. So they had their records and they had theirs, so they centrally managed it. That doesn't exist anymore, or in this particular scenario. So let's talk about the blockchain real quick. A blockchain is an open, distributed ledger that records transactions in code. In practice, it's a little checkbook that's distributed across countless computers around the world. So in other words, what does that mean? So instead of Bank A and Bank B having their records, it's one set of records, but it's recorded on computers all over the world. So instead of one person managing this, there's lots of computers that are running different calculations all the time and validating my transaction. So when I do something or I pay for something with a particular cryptocurrency, it's recorded and everybody can see it. And you might be saying, whoa, I don't want everybody to see that. Can't they take my money? No. What you're going to have is something called a public key and a private key. Your public key is kind of like your address. So people can see, oh, John did the following. However, if they want to see and gain access to your account where your crypto is stored, they need your private key, and you safeguard that to the best of your ability. I'm not going to talk about how we do that. You can buy crypto wallets which can secure it, but that's not the purpose of today's video. So why do we always hear about Bitcoin or Ethereum, and are there other coins? There's lots of other coins out there. In fact, on a regular basis, there's something called a ICO, an initial coin offering, which is where people come with their coins. You can create your own coin and you can get people to buy into this. I caution against that. It's easy if you've got some computer background to create these coins, but there's been so many scams recently where new coins have been put on the market only to find out that they weren't legitimate and people have lost their money. With the bigger ones, I think it's a bit more reputable in terms of, especially when you hear big corporations are backing it, or large corporations are starting to accept this form of cryptocurrency as a tender. There's certain cars that you can now buy with Bitcoin. So the larger ones, I think, might be around for the long term. I say I think because we just don't know, right? It's a new concept, new in terms of it's been around for a couple of years, but it differs in terms of stocks, which has been around for a long period of time. We might fast forward 100 years from now, and this might be how everybody does everything. And in fact, it looks like it's heading that direction, but I'm not going to tell you you need to start investing in crypto just because of the volatility. I know lots of people personally who heard Bitcoin was moving up to 20,000 and then they put their money into Bitcoin and it increased up to 50,000. I know other people that heard, oh no, Bitcoin's not the one, so let's go with another coin. I'm not going to mention the coin's name because there's so many out there, and they put thousands of dollars into it only for their coin to tank, and they lost all their money. So I'm not saying Bitcoin or Ethereum is better than the next one, but I'm saying be cautious, guys. Yes, you could find a coin which is like this unicorn where you get in early enough and it rises. I say when it comes to crypto, look at it from the long-term perspective, just as you would with stocks, but know that it's really volatile. In fact, some famous person could say something nice about a coin, and all of a sudden people are buying this coin and the price shoots through the roof, and then tomorrow somebody else says something bad about it and the price goes down. My philosophy when it comes to investing in stocks or even cryptocurrencies, can I afford to lose this money? And if I can afford to lose it, then I'm okay with putting it in. But as a Christian, we should always pray about this, right? If the Holy Spirit is telling you to put money into a certain investment or into a certain property or even cryptocurrency, then He's got your best interest in mind at the same time. So listen to Him when it comes to these sorts of decisions, because He knows what you should be doing with the resources that He has entrusted unto you. So let's talk about crypto mining real quick. So, when you go and you mine for gold or silver, you do lots of hard work and your reward is gold or silver. Same with cryptocurrency. We spoke about the blockchain and how there's a central ledger, but somebody has to go and mine and validate the transaction. So when I bought something with Bitcoin and I transferred it to somebody else, somebody's solving this problem. So we've got these computers which are solving all these technical algorithms, right? And validating transactions. And when it's been validated, the first computer to do so, they get Bitcoin unlocked to them. So they've mined that. Could the average person do this? You possibly could, but just remember that there's lots of big corporations that are doing this too with powerful computers, and they're the ones that are able to maybe solve this at a faster rate than you. I'm not saying you couldn't make money, but I don't think mining is going to make the average person a multi-millionaire or even a millionaire overnight. You might be able to generate a couple of dollars per day, which might be a lot of money for you, but I don't think this is going to be a road to wealth for a lot of people. The next thing I want to talk about is non-fungible tokens or NFTs. So let's check what the definition is online. A non-fungible token is a unique digital asset that represents ownership of a real-world item like art, video clips, music, and more. NFTs use the same blockchain technology that powers cryptocurrencies, but they're not a currency. So you might have seen the cat or that meme that was sold for, I believe, 69 million, or the first tweet. You might be saying, why would somebody want it? That's just the human nature, right? I own it, so I'm prepared to pay for it. So there's actually these things which you can't touch, they are intangible. It could be a video clip which you could go onto YouTube and watch, but because I own it, I'm prepared to pay for it. Are you going to become rich by creating NFTs? If you create one that somebody wants and they're prepared to buy it from you, then by all means. In fact, you could actually trade NFTs, and I know people that have bought NFTs for 3,000 and then a couple of weeks later sold it for 10 or 20,000. People that I know. So you could make money. Will this continue into the foreseeable future? More than likely, yes. But are you going to become rich with this? There's more people that's going to lose money with NFTs and with buying different forms of cryptocurrency than those that are going to make a lot of money. So just consider that. Yes, you could go and create your own NFTs, or you could go out and start buying, but you're not guaranteed that people are going to want to buy it from you. Again, just the risk involved with that. So let's talk about online gaming. There's lots of games that are pivoting to where you can earn rewards, which can then be converted to cryptocurrency. I've got friends who are making thousands of dollars at the moment by playing different games, and as they accomplish particular goals in the game, they can then connect the rewards of the game to their wallet. And we're not going to get into different types of crypto wallets, but you can connect it to your wallet and then in turn use Ethereum gas, to convert it to a particular cryptocurrency like Ethereum. So it's just an interesting time that we live in. Who would have thought that me playing a game almost like Mario Kart back in the day, and I'm accomplishing a goal, and all of a sudden I earn a certain amount of points, which can then in turn be converted to a cryptocurrency, and then in turn converted to US dollars or into a currency that I need in order to buy certain things. So as we wrap up, do I think that you could make lots of money in the crypto sphere? I do, especially with people having FOMO and people buying things because they hear other people are doing it. It's forcing the prices to go up. But do I think you could lose money? I think you could lose money too. So my philosophy is I'm only going to put money into this on two bases. Number one, if I've prayed about it and I believe the Lord has said that I can. Number two, if I've got money to quote unquote lose. So even if I lose it all, I'm okay with that. Anything beyond that is speculation for me. And I can't afford to be gambling with the resources that God has entrusted unto me. I could be using that money, and I think this is the difference. The money that I've got to be a good steward of it. I can use it to help other people. I can use it to invest into other forms of investment. I can use it to buy my wife something and my kids something. Or I could use it to buy things like cryptocurrency if I am led to do so. So, guys, if this gave you some more insight into how this world of crypto works, give me a like on this video. If you want to know more about this, comment, I want to know more, and I can tell you where to find that information. If you haven't subscribed to the channel quite yet, click subscribe, and I look forward to catching up with you guys soon.